Hello, everyone. I am here today with Dan Harrison. How are you, Dan?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Finally have some sunshine out my window.
Yeah, well, we had some rain yesterday, but it's looking nicer today for sure. Nashville's so unpredictable; it always goes back and forth.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping it's good next week because I'm actually going to be there next week.
Oh, great! Yeah, I hope it is too. The
Yeah.
forecast looks better. I think it was just this weekend. We did like a little lawn concert last night, and the forecast was supposed to be better and not rain until later, but we only got like an hour 20 in, and then it started raining. So we are like, oh, crap. That's it for the weekend, and then because today was supposed to be worse, and now it's better. Now it's great. Now, so
Yeah, I know it's weird. We've had rain here all week. It's been horrible. We've had it all week long, and thought it was supposed to all weekend as well. But it's actually really nice out right now. Anyway, I mean, the way it's been this week, it could change any moment.
yeah, well, there's an old saying in Nashville: is like, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes, basically. So
Yeah.
it's pretty much how it goes. So
Yeah, that's pretty much the way it's been here.
the whole world's topsy turvy right now. It's everything's kind of weather, everything. It's crazy.
Oh, I know. But I did see yesterday where Nashville is going to start live music back up Monday.
They are, yes. There's definitely some restrictions. From what I know, and I'm not quite sure how some of these things are going to be reconciled, but you can't have more than 25 people in a room at once, but restaurants are allowed to be at 75% capacity. So I'm not 100% sure how, because most restaurants, 75% capacity is more than 25 people.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I'm not really sure like what like if restaurants are exempt from that or what the deal is. But I know some places have been open already on Broadway. Like,
yeah.
And I know Kid Rock's downtown. They're doing a band on like the top floor and then broadcasting it downstairs, so no one else is up there, and so people can still see it and like Venmo tips. So that's interesting. I mean, that's definitely not every bar has 3 floors though and can do that because you're actually only supposed to have no more than 2 people on stage, which you can't really do a band with 2 people. But I guess if you're on a completely separate floor and it's only 5 people anyway, like that's different, if there's only people in the room. So yeah, but other places like writers' rounds, you can only have 2 people, or like if you're doing an acoustic thing, it's like no more than 2. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not sure, honestly.
Yeah.
I hope it'll be good, but who knows who's going to come out and what's going to happen. We'll just kind of have to take it day by day.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure. Like, I haven't been in all the restaurants on Broadway, obviously, but I know like Blake Shelton's place. I like the way his is arranged. That like no matter where you're sitting in the restaurant, you can almost see the stage.
Yeah, that's a good one, and that's one where it's super crowded on with each other. Like if you're going to Tootsie's or some of the other ones where it's like a lot where they're older or they're just tighter packed. Like I don't think I mean, you can, like I said, you can't have one certain amount of people, but I don't think anybody's trying to, be jam packed next to people, close to people right now.
Yeah.
So the ones that have rooftops are going to be better off too. Sure. And most of them do, I think. So, yeah.
And the people are just going to be, we don't have any idea how the people are going to react. I mean, yes, everybody like wants live music back, but do they feel comfortable being elbow to elbow to people?
Totally.
They're not allowing right now, but once they do, I think people are going to be kind of standoffish.
I think, even once that happens, to me, the world is going to be in some good ways. It's just people will be a little bit more cautious about things. I mean, I don't want to cause like excess and unnecessary paranoia and like stuff like that. But it's probably good to be a little bit wary of not being all up in someone's grill like 100% of the time. So some kind of common sense things, but. It'll be interesting. I mean, places that like the basement or small venues that are like the jam-packed those aren't going to be open for a little while, I think. Or if they are, it's again like they're not going to sell out at 120 people. They're going to have 30 people. So even then, 30 people is really, really tight in there.
Yeah, it's going to be. I don't know. It's going to be so strange. I think the government is just going to have to see how this part of the phase goes. And as long as the numbers don't go drastically.
Yeah, it's really the numbers. I mean, the thing that worries me is that a lot of the new cases are coming from bars and restaurants that are are already open. So we'll just have to see, because our numbers are higher than. I'm from PA. I'm from like Philadelphia originally, and the numbers are a lot higher. If we had PA's level of like strictness, we would be nowhere near being okay to do what we're doing right now. So like, and the problem is that different states are handling it differently. So
exactly. Well, like North Carolina is still pretty much no to everything. But South Carolina, and that's, I think, due to the beaches and it being Memorial Day weekend.
They beaches in North Carolina too.
Well, yeah, but they're not. You can't compare North Carolina beaches to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, I don't know.
When you think about the tourism, you know.
True, in terms of the tourism.
In terms of the tourism. And I think Myrtle Beach was just wanting to get that tourism and their economy back a little bit. So the governor of South Carolina just opened things wide open.
That's crazy. And then Georgia's obviously been pretty open too. Michigan's opening up. Texas has been open for a little while, apparently. I don't know what their cases are like, but they've been open. As far as I know, they've had live music and been doing things. So I really don't know how that's going, but it's interesting.
Yeah. Well, has your family stayed safe and healthy? And
yeah, my family's kind of spread out. I got so I was born in LA, and I got a lot of family still there. My mom lives there. My dad lives in Philly, which is where I grew up, and he's there. My brother, some of my brothers are. One of my brothers is in Denver. The other's in LA with my mom, and so everyone's good. I have stepsisters are New York, DC, and I have a stepbrother in the Navy. He's actually in Cuba. So yeah, everyone's spread out, but they're all good. Yeah, it's just I haven't seen them, and that's been tough. So it's been hard. And my girlfriend is back in Philly right now. She went home she actually lives here usually, but she went home, and so I haven't seen her, and that's been tough too. I miss her a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure it has been. I know where people have decided where they were going to shelter in place at, and I know a lot of folks from Nashville, went back home wherever that may be.
Yeah, I didn't really have that option as much. So I think I'm here, and it's been good. There's been a couple people I've been able to see, and I've been able to focus on music and do a lot of good things, but I still definitely miss my girlfriend, miss a lot of people. It's not been easy. It was gonna be a sacrifice either way, in some way.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's the tricky thing. But everyone's good and safe, which is the most important thing. So
that is the most important thing. And I mean, you'll come back together, and you know what they say, absence makes the heart grow fonder. So
that's for dang sure. That is for dang sure.
It'll make for a happy reunion when she does get to come back home.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
All right. So you were telling me you went to school in Wake Forest.
I did. Yeah.
That's just down the road from me. So
yeah, not too far.
Not too far at all. So, all right. Did you study music in college, or has music always been your goal, or did you have a backup plan in college?
So I've been doing music my whole life. I mean, I played like piano and trumpet when I was younger. One of those things that your parents made you do, and I kind of wish I stuck with it. I mean, I can like play around. When I'm making demos, I can do piano chords, but I would never say I'm a piano player. And I would never play live, probably, unless it was like the simplest thing ever. And I can probably remember how to make sounds on a trumpet, but I've been singing for as long as I can remember. I picked up guitar when I was about 11 or 12, and have been writing kind of on and off. I didn't really get more serious about writing until college, but yeah, I've been doing music my whole life. When I got to college, I still didn't really 100% know what I wanted to do. I ran track, actually. That's why I went to Wake Forest originally. So, and like I had dreams of like running the Olympics and stuff like that. That was always like my first goal. And I always wanted to do music, but running came first, and then I would do music because there's more of a timeline on your career with that. That's like,
right.
So that didn't happen. Obviously, I'm still really good friends with the team, but I didn't end up being on the team for my whole college career. And it was fine. I got to live and experience other things. I studied abroad, and I did the music program there for a little bit. It wasn't quite the right fit for me. So I ended up being a double major in Spanish and philosophy, actually, and both of which have been immensely helpful in my songwriting, actually, because they're both focused on language. And I mean, I do some stuff in Spanish too, and I love reggaeton music, and I want to someday. I'm working on like trying to how to blend some of those sounds and vibes that's really popular right now, kind of in the mainstream and pop, with like Despacito kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Try and bring that together. Try and bring some of that energy to country music. Like Kane Brown put out a song recently with Becky G that was really cool. That's
I loved it. Yeah,
the Lost in the Middle of Nowhere, and they even did like a reggaeton remix. And so I think like because I think that's where pop is headed, is the bilingual stuff. I mean, K-pop is huge too, and I'm not familiar with that, but I think it'd be really cool to meld some of those influences into country music, because it's something for me as an artist that I recognize and speak, even though I'm not Spanish. I love Spanish culture and studied abroad in Spain, and I was, like I said, I was born in LA and I have a lot of family there. There's a huge Hispanic culture there, and it's another way of showing how country music can be something that is widely relatable. It's a genre, and it has so many different flavors and layers, but that's kind of off track. So yeah,
you're good.
Yeah, that's what I studied in college, and I love that stuff. And philosophy's been great for songwriting. Like, it helps me think of ideas and how to approach ideas, and like the philosophy. A lot of what philosophy is about is the precision of language, and that's so important in songwriting, because the English language in particular is very imprecise and a mess, really. But a song that's cool for a songwriter, because that means you can play around with things, and being able to think the way that philosophy makes you think about words. As boring as that sounds, it really taught my mind to work in a good way that I think has been super beneficial to me. So.
No, that doesn't it doesn't bore me or surprise me at all. My youngest son is kind of like that. And he actually wants to minor in Spanish and study abroad and do all that thing, but he's more into international studies and my mind is just drawing a blank, and I've heard this 100 times. Human rights.
Yeah, that's important stuff too. That's great stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of the angle that he's going to, and so he'll be going to UNC Charlotte.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So we don't know exactly when, right? They've changed the dates from August to September, so I don't know.
Yeah, is it going to start online though when it does, or is it going to be in person? They're saying that's right.
Right now, I think they just delayed starting period by like 2 weeks.
But it's going to be in person.
Yeah, it'll be in person.
Okay.
And that's what he wasn't wanting. He's like, because he did early college, and the seniors already had enough stuff taken away from him this year.
Oh man, yeah.
He's like, I don't want, I want to go to Charlotte. I don't want to start online, and which he's not alone. I mean, every senior in the world is facing all of that this year, and it's been so tough on them. But
college seniors too. I mean,
exactly.
Both.
Yeah. Whether high school or college seniors, exactly. It's just been, I mean, a first thing in our life, that we've ever
dealt with it.
Yeah. It's just the world is crazy, and we have no idea what our new normal is going to be, but hopefully it's going to be better.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
It's an adjustment period, but I think that I think people will learn from it, and it'll be one of those things where good things will come out of it. And there's always pros and cons. This is obviously something we don't wish to happen, but as long as we learn from it and grow, then that's a positive, at least.
Exactly. Well, have you got a song you want to play for us?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. We'll go into music right here, and then we'll.
Let me see which one I want to do. Let me see which one I want to do. I'm trying to remember what I played in that round that we did with Lizzie and the other guys. If I want to do something from that or something different.
I was looking at those videos today. God, there were so many that week. I honestly, Dan, I can't remember which one I played.
Yeah, there's a lot. Let me see what I got here. Been writing a lot of great songs recently, so I want to see if I want to like test out a new one.
Yeah.
Or do something that I'm used to.
Yeah, that's been one thing for sure. I know a lot of people, a lot of singer-songwriters have just been in writing mode.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I've been taking advantage of this time to just, at the very least, like just dive in, and I've never had a time where I've been able to fully focus on music and nothing else. And no distractions, like, and it's good to have balance, but I've really just been trying to like do as much as I can in this time, because eventually things will go back to normal, and then we always like, oh, I wish I had time to do this thing. So like, well, now's the time that you have, even if you don't, as awful as this whole thing is, like, I'm going to take advantage of it as best I can and come out on the other side of it. So I've been writing a ton.
Let me hang on one second there, Dan. I just flipped over where I'd messaged you a while ago, so I just got the comments up on my screen.
Yeah.
And we've got somebody that said, for those of us just joining, who are you talking to? All right. Sorry, I apologize. For those that are joining in a few minutes late or just now jumping on, this is Dan Harrison. He is a singer-songwriter in Nashville. And Mark also wants to know, which do you like more, writing songs or singing them?
Man, that's two sides of the same coin for me. Because I love writing songs because I want to sing them. It's to me like there have always been that was interesting for me when I moved here. It's like I moved here because I want to be an artist and play songs out, and I obviously knew that writing is a huge part of it. And I think to be the best artist you can be, you have to be the best writer you can be, because it's all about knowing what you want to say and how to say it and what makes you unique. There's so many great singers out there. I mean, there's shows like The Voice and American Idol, and there's a lot of great singers, but the difference between, I think, a lot of people that are on those shows and then don't do too much after and someone that does is because they have a strong sense of what they want to say and what makes them different, So I think that the writing is super important, and I love doing that, but it's with the eye that it's going to be performed. I don't think I can separate the two. But it's both. It's like there's nothing greater than writing an idea and writing it the best way, and then you like, man, I can't wait to sing this out because I know how it's hitting me reading it, and I know how it's going to hit people performing it. So right. I don't know if that answers the question, but it's definitely they're two sides of the same coin. I don't know if I can separate them.
Right, that makes sense to me. Mark, if that didn't clear it up or answer your question good enough. And I'm going to give a shout out to Mark here. That's actually my brother. And
there you go.
He is a radio DJ in Maryland.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah, he does. He is the morning host on his radio show in Maryland. So
that's awesome. Thanks for the question, Mark. It's a great question.
Yeah, I'm glad to see him on here. Yeah. And there's Destiny. Hey, Destiny.
How's it going, Destiny? I'm from the beginning too. Who's up there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, go ahead and figure out which one you wanted to do.
I'll do this new one it's actually one that I'm planning to put out in the next month or two. I was actually working on the demo yesterday. I'm probably going to be working on it after we finish up this interview here. So I wrote this with a couple buddies of mine. It's funny. In the beginning, I was writing a lot of songs that were sort of inspired by this whole situation, and now I've been writing songs that are completely just like songs, just like, not related, but I've written a couple songs also that like the idea is inspired by something that's going on now, but it has nothing to do with it. So this song's called Can't Take You Anywhere, which obviously feels really relevant right now, but it's a song, the way we wrote it. And I think it would be a great song, even if this never happened, but it's the kind of song that, the title comes from there, but it has nothing to do with the situation. It's just a fun, positive thing. So yeah, I love them a lot, and I'm hoping to put it out soon.
All right,
here we go. We can walk by the river under that August moon, or we can drive to the mountains, hit a sky-high saloon. But wherever we end up, you got me shaking my head, 'cause I take one look at you, I'm seeing right through that dress. I can't take you anywhere from Rio to Rome, 'cause the second we get there, I wanna take you back home. The way you're moving, I lose it. And girl, it ain't fair how you take me to heaven, but I can't take you anywhere. Yeah. I should have more control, but I can't help myself. Because you know what you're doing, and you're doing it well. You love making trouble, love causing a scene. And I want all that trouble so damn selfishly. I can't take you anywhere from Rio to Rome, cause the second we get there, I wanna take you back home. The way you're moving, I lose it. And girl, it ain't fair how you take me to heaven, but I can't take you anywhere. So let's get out of here. You take my breath, you take my heart just like it's nothing. And I wanna take your hand and take off running. Cause I can't take you anywhere from LA to New York. The second we get there, I wanna head straight for that door. The way you're moving, I lose it. And girl, it ain't fair how you take me to heaven, but I can't take you anywhere. How you take me to heaven, but I can't take you anywhere. Girl, you take me to heaven, but I can't take you anywhere. So let's get out of here. Can't take you, can't take you, can't take you anywhere. Yeah. Can't take you, can't take you, can't take you anywhere.
Yeah. I love that, Dan. That is amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a good one. We were really excited about it. So
yeah,
yeah.
You for sure need to release that one. That is awesome. Mark said he loved it.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. Appreciate it. I saw you ask a question, musical influence. Man, that's also a tough one. You're asking the good ones. I can tell you work a radio show because you know how to ask a question. So, I mean, a lot. I didn't come to country music, honestly, until later in my life, in college, really, because it was in the South. And I mean, my dad liked Johnny Cash, and like there's a few like mega hits that like everyone likes in country, but my mom listened to some Shania Twain and Faith Hill and Leanne Rimes. But I really mostly grew up on rock and blues and
Springsteen.
Yeah, Springsteen is huge, and he kind of straddles a line sometimes. I mean, you know, John Mellencamp too, Tom Petty, Queen is actually a big favorite of mine too, and so I mean all the classic stuff and a lot of hip hop growing up too, just because of the era. And then when I came to college, that was sort of when Luke Bryan and Florida Georgia Line, Jake Owen, Zach Brown, and then my first girlfriend actually, she in college, she really introduced me to a lot of this stuff. I saw Josh Thompson my freshman year. He came to our school. She actually was the concert organizer, and she organized it all. And he's awesome, huge, crazy, great writer, and a really talented artist too. His first record, Way Out Here, awesome stuff. Brad Paisley, American Saturday Night. Probably Eric Church is one of my single biggest influences, and also Sam Hunt for sure. Definitely like that. The song that I just played kind of has that swagger vibe to it that I want to like bring to it. A lot of influences. I play guitar a lot too. So John Mayer is a big influence. Stevie Ray Vaughan, guys like Keith and Brad Paisley. To me, I always wanted to be one of those guys that like played an instrument too. Because a lot of times in town, there's like, it's interesting with Nashville, there's a lot of segmentation between artist, songwriter, and musician. And I've always kind of considered myself all three. And, you know, some people spend their whole lives just trying to master one. And it's definitely a challenge sometimes when so many people just focus on the one here and are so good at it, that you're trying to do it all. But, you know, you grow every day. And yeah, but I have a lot of influences, and I still listen. I listen to all the country that comes out, and I listen to, like I said, reggaeton earlier, hip hop, pop. I listen to it all because as a songwriter, it's all interesting and it all informs your brain and everything we hear. Nothing, no art or music is created in a vacuum. So we're all influenced by everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you see Mark's last comment?
I did. I'd love to. That'd be awesome. 8 a.m. Nashville time or
Eastern time.
Okay, so 7 a.m. Nashville. Sure, yeah.
Oh, you got to get up early, Dan.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. That's the earliest I've definitely had to get up during quarantine, but I'll make it. Yeah, I'll make it happen. Yeah. Go-to song from any genre. You mean like if I'm doing a cover gig of some kind?
I'm just going to let Mark take over this interview. He's doing great.
Yeah. Well, if these are the questions he's going to ask on air too, I'll just make sure to memorize them too.
He'll probably have some different ones for you.
Yeah, if he's asking cover song, I'll do country and non-country because it's kind of hard. Like I kind of separate the two. Springsteen, the Eric Church song is a big go-to, and I also love doing "Leave the Night On," Sam Hunt. That's always a fun one. That's upbeat and gets people going. I also do, like I said, I was a Spanish major, so Despacito and Bailando, like some of the Spanish songs, people love that. They definitely don't expect me to sing that.
Yeah.
My favorite song, that is really, really, that's asking an author their favorite book. Yeah, I mean, the Springsteen's definitely up there, that Eric Church song, as well as Thunder Road, which is actually by Bruce. Something else that is definitely one of my favorite songs of all time, believe it or not, Layla, Derek and the Dominoes. It's Eric Clapton stuff. You got me on my knee. That's a classic. Bohemian Rhapsody, the Queen song.
Oh yeah.
It's just a whole orchestra. It's not. I know it's not country. It's just like that's just one of the most classic, like complete songs. It has every type of emotion. It has hard rock. It has operatic stuff. It has sweet tender. It has melodic vocal moments. It's just like it encompasses like all of music in 1 6-minute, which is crazy that even 6 minutes is like considered long, but they fit so much in one thing. So yeah, I don't know if I would say maybe between those three, maybe yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody, Springsteen, or Thunder Road. Those are definitely, like, if I had to choose favorites, I don't know if I can narrow it down beyond those three. It's hard. It's really hard. But
okay, so you can't narrow it down between the three, so they're all kind of equal, right?
In different ways. I mean, yeah, it's gun to my head. I don't know, like, because it just depends what you mean by song. Like, what in terms of
like playing and singing. So, like, if I were to put you on the spot right now, which
obviously, yeah, I'm not going to play Bohemian Rhapsody. You can't really do that acoustically.
Yeah,
I would probably do Springsteen, as in the Eric Church song. So,
you want to play it for us?
I can totally do that.
All right.
Yeah. So. Day when I hear that song, see you standing there all night long with the discount shades and store-bought tan, flip-flops and cut-off jeans. Somewhere between that setting sun, I'm on fire and born to run. And you looked at me and I was done, but just getting started. Yeah, I was singing to you and you were singing to me. We were so alive and never been more free. Fired up my daddy's lighter, we sang, oh. Stayed there till they forced us out and took the long way to your house. But I can still hear the sound of you saying, don't go. Ooh. When you think about me, do you think about 17? Do you think about my OG? Think about the stars in the sky. Funny how a melody sounds like a memory, like a soundtrack to the July Saturday night. Springsteen. I bumped into you by happenstance. You probably wouldn't even know who I am, but if I wish just put my name, I bet there'd still be a spark. Way back when I was gasoline and this old tattoo had brand new ink, and didn't care what your mama think about your name on my arm. Baby, is it spring or is it summer? The guitar sound or the beat of that drum that you hear sometimes late at night on your radio. And even though you're a million miles away, you hear born in the USA, do you relive those glory days from so long ago? When I think about you, I think about 17. I think about my old dream. Think about the stars in the sky. Funny how a melody sounds like a memory, like a soundtrack to a July Saturday night. Springsteen. Springsteen. I kind of do a little mashup here. Eric actually does this live too. In the day we sweat it out on the streets of a runaway American dream. And nights we ride through the mansions of glory and suicide machines, sprung from cages on highway nights, chrome wheel fuel injected. I'm stepping out over the line, baby. This town rips the bones from your back. It's a death trap. Yeah, it's a suicide rap. We gotta get out while we're still young. 'Cause tramps like us, maybe we were born to run. Maybe we were born to run. It's funny how a melody sounds like a melody, like a soundtrack to a July Saturday night. Ooh, 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 So just more or less.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I love it's a classic. It just hits you in the feels. I don't know, something about that song. And also songwriting wise, it's so interesting because the hook he just says the word like Springsteen. He doesn't but it works. It's you got to know the rules to know when to break them, and he knows when to break them. Hardy's really good about that too. He's a big more recent influence on me. His new song Boots is awesome. It's the structurally like what he did, like being the songwriter nerd, like just looking at how he does it all. I mean, it also shows how great of a singer he is. It's just
he's awesome too. Yeah.
So I think he's so underrated as an artist, and he'll get his due.
I agree.
Him and Ryan Hurd, actually, both guys who are awesome writers and really good examples of the kind of guys that I would love to kind of be like, in that sense that they're really strong writers and write stuff for other people, but they also have their own really unique artistry, and they got that way because of their writing, and that's why they're so good. All their songs are so good, and it feels authentic. So, and Eric is also someone who's that new song, that We Were song that Keith Urban put out. He wrote that with he didn't write it for Keith, but it was pitched to Keith, and Eric's one of the great writers out there too, no question about it. And that's part of why his artistry is so great. So, yeah.
He's from just down the road from me.
He is. No, I know him. And that's maybe why I connected to him a lot too, because I was in North Carolina, and it was before Luke Combs' time, but that's why I like Luke a lot too, because he's a Carolina boy. Even if I'm not from there, I've spent enough time there to feel a strong connection, and I do love it there. So it's Eric's the man. They both went to App State, actually. Which is funny. So black and yellow, we're black and gold, but it's close enough.
Close enough, it works.
Close enough.
I actually saw Eric. He was playing the county fair This was, oh Lord, years ago before he was ever, anybody.
Yeah.
I don't even think he had went to Nashville at this point.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, I love getting in on, like, I love seeing artists at the very beginning of their careers.
So cool.
Like, I was one of those people that watched Kane Brown's videos that he put out that he swung in his bathroom.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember those. Yeah.
Yeah. So I love getting in on the ground floor, so to speak, with the artist and watching them grow. And it's amazing to see when they're paired with the right people or the right team, how they just already take what was so great and just explode from it.
Yeah, and that's what it's about. I mean, you ultimately, you got to be the one. If you're not like the person like myself as an artist or whoever, like I'm the one that's going to care the most about myself ultimately. But you have to do that to get other people to care and have the passion. So yeah, completely. You're 100% right. It's taking it to the next level. But if the foundation's got to be there. So
yeah. And there's several of you guys that I've interviewed that I get the same feel from, the same vibe from them, that they just, like Lizzie and the way that she is with, I mean, her music is just all about the feels.
Yeah, she's definitely all about the feels.
She's an amazing songwriter. And I mean, I could throw some names out there, but I don't want to not name somebody, But of course, I have to give a shout out to Ryan Clark. I think, I think he's equally amazing, but it's just, it amazes me the talent that you guys have. I'm so jealous that that y'all are able to write the songs that you do, perform them the way that you do. It's amazing. I guess if I don't have the talent to do it myself, I'm glad that there's plenty of y'all that are entertaining me.
Well, we appreciate that. I mean, it's a lifelong thing. It's something we've been doing our whole lives, and to have people that appreciate it outside of our family and friends is really, really special and incredible. And I can't thank you enough for being the champion that you've been already so far, and highlighting people, because it's hard when you're independent and newer and starting out, and even with the internet, to get out there and cut through the clutter. So we wouldn't be able to do what we do without people like you either. It's kind of like Mark's question, like, do you like the song or the play or the singing better? Like, they're two sides of the same coin. People think Luke Combs puts a song in #1 and it was all him. It's like, nope, there's like a whole village behind that one song. Like the writers, the players, the producer, the radio team, the management, everything. There's so much that goes into it, and that's the it's a beautiful thing, but it's also crazy because it's just assembling that takes time.
Right. And I had no idea. Actually, until I got involved in doing this.
You wouldn't
talking to you guys, and then now being on Ryan's team, I just never would I have imagined. I mean, I thought it was just as simple as, okay, you've written the song, put the music to it, record it, and there you go.
Well, no, that's.
And I know I really simplified that, and I didn't think it was that simple, but I didn't realize that it entails everything that it does to put an album together, or even just to put a single out.
Oh, even one song.
Yeah.
It's the music business. It's a whole industry. So it can be daunting for sure, but you kind of do your piece. It's just, they talk about like 10-year overnight success. Like, you just keep gradually building, and there's going to be that one thing that puts you over the edge. So I just try and take it day by day. I'm really fortunate I get to be here. Obviously it's uncertain times right now. I can't do live shows. I've been able to do my lawn concerts, which have been super. I'm trying to get in the center here.
Yeah. I've caught a couple of those. That's great.
Yeah, no, they're so that's been good. But it's not sustainable. It's not forever. And you want to get out there. I want to record more than one song. I have an EP plan that I want to put out, and it's just having the money and you also the making all the other content behind it, like music videos and stuff like that, and being able to really push it out and then tour it. So it's a lot of stuff that's still kind of on hold and in the balance right now, and we're just taking it day by day. But I feel really blessed that I get to be here. I've been here 2 years, and some days it feels like a lot, and some days it doesn't. And I know most people in Nashville that are in the industry, 2 years is like a day. Like, it's not a lot. So
Yeah.
Still got a lot to do, but I feel so fortunate to be surrounded by all my talented friends like Lizzie and Matt and Capra and everyone. And
they're great.
They're the best. Andrew's actually going to produce my EP. He wrote most of it with me anyway. So
oh man, that's going to be awesome then.
He's the best. He wrote my first single with me, Nowhere Bar. He wrote that with me. Like that was when I came to town. So he's the man. I would not be the writer or artist or anything that I am without him. So there's a lot of really amazing people I have to already thank for being here. So as long as I've been, I haven't done anything yet by any major metric. So, but that's just it's a community, and that's the great thing about music and how it brings people together.
Yeah, I mean, what's been the hardest thing for you since you've gotten to Nashville, as far as musically?
I mean, breaking in, that's always tough. I mean, I know I have great songs, and I know what I want to say as an artist, and that obviously always develops over time, and you're always trying to improve. But it's really just kind of cutting above the noise, because there's so many talented people. Like, it's a business like anything else, and it's like who you know and how can I meet these people, and even if they're we can't do anything right now, like at least we have the relationship and build that relationship. So over time, when the time comes, it's just getting out there and networking. Like I'm definitely a social person, and I love going out and playing shows and meeting people, but it's always really hard to try and like sell yourself. Like I have confidence, but I don't like pushing myself down people's throats kind of thing. And some guys are a lot better at that and really good at like promoting and doing all those things. I've always been focused on the actual music and creating and performing and my craft. The business side, I've definitely gotten a lot better, but that's still definitely the toughest part. And I think it is for most artists. That's why we're artists, and that's why we have the team eventually behind us. But you got to learn to do it by yourself, or at least for a little bit, or until someone comes along, or So that has been the toughest part. Still, is like social media. I really truly is not my favorite thing, but you play the game just like everyone else, and so still figuring that piece out. Because if I was as diligent about doing all that stuff as I was my music, I would probably be a lot farther along even now. So, but it's because there's only so many hours in the day too. That's the other thing.
Right.
It's trying to do everything by yourself is so hard. When you're like, I could spend all day writing and write 2 or 3 dynamite songs and have a demo or something. But it's like, okay, well, I haven't posted on Instagram. I haven't emailed venues. I haven't done this, that, and the other. So it's a lot. It never ends. It's 24/7.
Oh yeah.
So that part, learning balance, has definitely been my tricky. I'm someone who like it has a hard time settling down until things are done, and it's never done. So I have to learn to like take a step back and just be like, okay, that's it for today. I did great stuff. There's more stuff tomorrow. So,
well, that's the whole reason today for the ball cap. I got busy doing stuff and working on some things, and I kept thinking, okay, I got to go get ready. I got this interview to do. And then before I knew it, it was 4:00, and I was like, oh, well, it looks like a ball cap kind of day.
Yeah, no, same thing for me. I mean, I haven't been able to get a haircut since I got one right before everything shut down.
Yeah.
And if my hair's not doing what I want it to, I'm just going to wear the ball cap. So,
yeah, well, I think that's the way most of you guys are. Us girls, we're okay. We can put ours up in a ponytail or whatever. But I did get to go get my nails done yesterday. That made me happy.
That's great. That's awesome. Yeah.
But back to your yard concerts that you've been doing.
Yeah.
It made me have a thought that even though this whole thing and the way everything is right now, with the world turned upside down and y'all don't get to go out and tour and perform, like you normally would, y'all are connecting. I feel like you're connecting so much more with fans than if this hadn't happened. Because from you all the way, up to Tim McGraw, are doing online stuff. And I think it really makes, like, so many of you country artists, I'm sure, know Destiny. And that's because Destiny is on all of y'all's pages, watching all of y'all's lives,
Yeah.
all like crazy.
Yeah.
So I think it just makes the fans feel like they're a little bit closer to y'all.
For sure.
Like you're a little bit more accessible than just going to a concert and seeing y'all, or going to one of the venues, you know, on Broadway and seeing y'all.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it's pros and cons to both. It's like, you know, I don't think live stream replaces a live show in terms of that feeling, but
definitely not. But
in terms of like breaking down the barriers of sort of formality and like kind of we're just chilling here and like ask me a question or whatever, like that's, yeah, for sure. And being more kind of just real.
Yeah, and I feel like it's gonna make once y'all are able to get back out there full speed, I think it's just gonna draw that many more people to your event.
I hope you're right. You know, assuming it's not more than 25 for the time being.
Yeah, 25 right now, but I mean, you know, like when we get past all this, and we're gonna get past it.
We will. We definitely will.
You know, we're gonna get past it. I don't think it's gonna be this year.
Might not. No. But
it's definitely going to be 2021.
Yeah.
But I really think that's just going to draw larger crowds out to you guys. And you're really going to have to like amp up your fan clubs because they're used to this personal connection now. I think when they come out, that's what they're going to be looking for.
Yeah. That's
my thought anyway.
It's a great thought, and I really hope you're right. I think I can totally do that. It's just a matter of keeping up that connection. So, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
All right, I got another question for you. This is a normal interview question. I think probably everybody asked, but it must be a favorite.
Mm-hmm.
If you could have dinner with anybody, dead or alive,
yeah,
who would it be and why?
Definitely had this question before, and
oh yeah.
And I cannot remember what I've said in the past. I have a general sense, but how is there a number? Is there a cap, or is it one person, or is there like how many people could it be?
You could have a dinner party.
Okay, I'll keep it. Let's say like 5. Let's say 5 people.
You sound like me. I could not narrow it to one.
Yeah, well, it would have to be at least 2 because I would say if I can only have 2, it would be my 2 grandpas because my mom's dad, who I was named after. He died when she was 15, so I never met him. And my dad's dad died when I was 2, so I don't remember him.
Oh, wow.
My grandmas are still alive, thankfully, but and obviously I haven't seen them in a little bit, which sucks. And hopefully, I was supposed to actually be in LA this weekend for my brother's high school graduation. So he was a high school senior too, and he's starting college this fall. I don't know what the deal is, but you know. They would, if I can only have 2, it would be because I couldn't say just one of them. Like, you know, it'd have to be. Right. But in terms of like maybe like famous people or people that I like admire and would want to learn from, like probably like Stevie Ray Vaughan or Jimi Hendrix, like one of the guitar gods that were like super influential to me. Maybe Freddie Mercury, because he's one of my favorite singers ever, or Johnny Cash for sure.
Oh yeah.
Maybe Elvis. I mean, I'm thinking really in the music sense, but maybe people like that. Probably, I could probably think of more interesting people. I don't know. George Washington would be pretty cool. Jefferson would be really cool. You know, going back even further, I don't know, but yeah, kind of those kind of people. I think people that have been influential to me because I just mean like I would just love to learn from them directly. And I'm thinking, because like alive, you know, someday I'm going to meet them if they're still alive. I like to try and speak it into existence that I'm going to meet, like, because I'd love to sit down with, you know, Keith Urban or Brad Paisley or John Mayer or, you know, Eric Church, any of those guys, but they're still around. So yeah, I'll make it happen someday.
Oh yeah, I believe you will. Yeah. I firmly believe that you will. I mean, there's obviously I've by this point I've interviewed several, and I wouldn't say that to you if I didn't think you were going to make it. I mean, I see that happening, and I know my brother very well. And for him to just immediately invite you on his show like that, that's good. So
I'm looking forward to it. It'll definitely be a new experience, singing that.
Oh yeah. That's going to be neat.
Awesome. I appreciate that. But so yeah, the long-winded answer is grandpas and then some
that's all right.
dead rock stars. So
You know, it's amazing. I've asked several people that. Well, I think I've asked everybody that. Is one of my favorite questions. And, you know, everybody has always had at least one family member they've mentioned. And it's usually like a grandparent.
I think that's pretty natural. I mean,
yeah.
Especially if you didn't get to know them, or maybe you did know and you just missed them and would love to see them again. But I think because it's part of who you are too. It's like learning history. Like I was named after my mom's dad. I don't know him at all, but like my grandpa, my dad's dad, was actually, he was a songwriter. He was mostly a screenwriter actually in Hollywood, and it was a television producer. But he actually did. He did do some songwriting, yeah, and he did some songwriting too. I don't know for what. It was probably for film and TV, but I think a lot of my creative brain probably comes from him and that sort of side of things. And I just would love to like learn his perspective on things. My mom's dad was a heart surgeon, so he was way smarter than me. So I
wouldn't say that. I mean, just different kind of smart.
Different kind of, yeah, I was not a science guy or math guy. It's funny, like getting outside of school, I've like learned to appreciate that things. And it's like, oh, you know, that's interesting. I love to learn it. But when you're like forced to, and there's home, and like it's just a different, you know, kind of vibe. So, but now, like, oh, I'd love to learn that stuff, but you know, I can't. So,
well, that was going to be my next question. Is your family musical? So your grandfather was more of a screenwriter, but he still had the ability to write, obviously.
Yeah, he had some songwriting stuff. I don't know if he played any instruments. My dad is pretty musically talented. He was self-taught. He never did anything with it. My aunt to this day maintains that he could have if he wanted to. Yeah, there's like a little CD that she made of like a couple songs he wrote back in the day. He was self-taught on piano and guitar, and he's obviously a big musical influence for me. Like all the stuff we listened to in the car with him growing up, you know, Johnny Cash, Springsteen, Meatloaf, Queen, like it was a whole classic, all the classic rock stuff. He was a huge ABBA fan too.
Oh yeah,
Kiss, and a lot of great Chicago, a lot of great stuff. My mom, I don't know how much singing she did. She has a nice voice. I mean, I remember her singing to me, and she definitely also loved music too. She was actually more of like a hair metal person because she grew up in LA in the 80s, and and so that was she was more into like Van Halen and Dokken and like, you know, Queensryche and like all the hair band stuff. I love them too. They're one of my favorites, Van Halen, AC/DC. My brothers are all pretty musical. My middle brother, we kind of have a duo actually. Like we call ourselves Electric Denim. We haven't put anything out on Spotify. It's like SoundCloud stuff because the way he's like a producer and DJ and drummer. And he'll basically, he makes the track, and then I make some sort of guitar. It usually involves a sample of some kind, and then I make some sort of guitar main melody, and then like have a solo. But it's instrumental. It's kind of like jam band electronic music. It's totally 180 from what I do here. But it's it's a lot of fun. It's because I played jazz band in high school, and it's just like fun to like jam on a track and improvise, and like it's a totally different music experience. It's not songwriting the same way. So it's fun to just like go up on stage and just groove and like play as it hits you. And we played some shows at his college and opened for some cool acts, which was fun. And my youngest brother, the one who's in LA, who's graduating high school, he's very musically talented. He's probably a savant in a lot of ways. He taught himself a lot of guitar stuff. He's great at guitar. He can play bass really well. He can play drums. And he's also like learning to record like way beyond anything I can and will do. Like I make demos for myself and on my computer and like do stuff like that, but he's like recording to tape and like really like into microphone, like all this minutia. He's a super talented, super smart kid, and I don't know if he wants to pursue anything with music. My middle brother, we kind of do this thing on the side. He works in like 9-to-5 business job otherwise, and I'm sure if something took off, he'd like to. But and I think my little brother wants to do something with music. I just don't know what. But he's a very different musical taste and style than what I'm doing. But yeah, so long story short, I think I'd have a fairly musical family. No one that has pursued it, and in that sense, I'm the only one that's like doing it. But yeah, we're all certainly fans of music, and I have a big appreciation for it. And it's never not been a part of my life. I never understood family that like I don't know how music can't be a part of. It's just such a human thing. So.
Oh yeah, Yeah. Even if you have no musical talent,
Yeah.
Music is still a big part of our house. And I mean, especially now, but
Yeah.
I mean, it always has been. And there is a variety in this house. If you looked at my Spotify and saw my playlist, I mean, you would see every genre out there except for classical.
Yeah. Music is music. Genre is something we have it really, except for classical, because that's like so distinctly what the instruments it uses. But even then, I mean, people put violin and whatever on country tracks, on pop tracks. It's a
fiddle then, though.
It is a fiddle then. That's true. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I just bought a banjo actually. I've been it's super fun to play. I'm putting it on the tracks and everything. It's because it's like 6 strings. It's strung like a guitar. Because I can't actually play banjo. That's a whole different thing. But it kind of makes me pretend I can, and I get the sound. Keith Urban plays a similar thing. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I just love experimenting with stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. So have you got any? I know you said you've been writing a lot. Have you got any new music planned to come out?
Yeah, like I said, the one that I played earlier, that one's going to come out. I just finished tracking another song that I may or may not put out. I just am not sure if it's like, I wrote it as kind of like a funny song, but sort of to be uplifting. It's a beachy vibe, but I'm just not sure with the title if it might offend people. It's called a Case of Corona, but it's about the beer, like a case of beer. Mention it doesn't have anything to do talking about. It's a fun, like I basically tried to make like a Jimmy Buffett song, like meets sound, and so it sounds great. I love the song. I am considering putting that out, like kind of maybe like as a 2-pack with that other song. But other than that, I have my EP planned. It's just that'll probably be sometime next year at this point with everything, because I want to be able to really be in the studio, and because I'm kind of working remotely with Andrew right now on this next song. Like I'm recording my vocals here and with my buddy right down the street because he has a better mic, but we're recording my vocals and my guitar and the banjo here, and then sending it all to Andrew, and he's going to mix it. He's got the drums, he's got the bass, he's got the piano, he's got the background vocals, all that stuff. So, and it's cool. It's cool to be able to do that, but you can't get as into the nitty gritty and really collaborate and the back and forth when you're not in person. So I want to make sure that because that EP has like a whole concept to it, and it's very much like, I put out a few songs and I'm really proud of them and I like it, but like, okay, this is me after Nashville in 2 years. This is who I am as an artist. Like, I want it to be a really strong statement. I want to be able to like make music videos and make all the content and really like push it out. And so that will come when it comes, but hopefully it's sometime within the we get started soon, but it probably won't come out until next year. So, but I would expect at least the one that Can't Take You Anywhere that I played, that'll be out with it hopefully within the next 2 months.
Oh yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
I'll be looking for that. That was awesome. I loved that one for sure.
Yeah, I'll definitely let you know. It's funny. So many people are releasing stuff right now. So also just trying to like find the right time, because in the clutter of everything too. So maybe 2 months by now, people are stuff's opening up more and people are kind of done the rush of releasing and giving me a little space. So we'll see what happens.
That's going to be the trick of it, I think, right now, is timing of releasing new music, because like you said, everybody's doing that right now because there's nothing else you guys can do.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff being released or in the works to be released over the summer.
Yeah, totally. I mean, some people have altered their plans. Some people haven't. I mean, Sam Hunt still put out his record. I know I think Kelsey put out a record too, but like definitely like the rollout was changed and altered because of what was going on. So sometimes you got to just stick to your plan, and I am still sticking to my plan. I think I'm just pushing it back, giving it a little bit more time to marinate and really solidifying things. So, some things happen for a reason. I still think this is an awful thing. I wish it never happened, but I'm trying to make the best of it like everyone else is.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, one more fun question, and then we'll let you end this with another song.
Sure.
All right. Outside of music,
mm-hmm.
So music cannot be your answer.
Sure.
What do you do for fun? What is fun, Dan?
That's easy. I mean, if we're talking in a non-quarantine world.
Non-quarantine world.
I mean, I love hanging out with friends. I ran, like I said, I ran track in college. I love running and exercising and being in shape. Hiking outdoors. I love fishing. I really don't get to do it enough, and I love going fishing. Whenever we have a house in Massachusetts, and like going out on the ocean, and it's just the most fun thing ever. But even like lake fishing, river, anything, I love it. I'm a big movie guy. I think if I wasn't doing music, I would probably be in the film industry of some kind. And it's something that I would love to get into, I think, someday.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could do both.
Yeah, I mean, Brad Paisley does both. I mean, music is always, that's where my heart is and my focus, but it'd be cool to branch out eventually and act in some stuff, do some writing. And because to me, it's all art, and like, there's so many shows I watch and movies and books I read, and it all just informs the music. And I love watching shows. Show that I just finished up Westworld, which is great. Game of Thrones, I miss a lot, even though the ending was so bad. What else?
So Westworld, what else have you binge watched lately?
Me and my girlfriend right now are watching.
What you're doing a lot of is just watching.
Right. I am binging a lot. My girlfriend and I just watched the first season of the show called Dave, which is about Lil Dicky, the rapper. And that's great because Lil Dicky's actually from Philly. So it's kind of, I see some interesting parallels. And he went to college with some friends of mine, and he's a little bit older, but it's really, really funny. And then another show we started watching right now, it's been out for a while, but I just never seen it, is Outlander. My husband actually said something about that last night, that it looked good. It's a good show. It's going to take us a while because it was like 5 or 6 seasons, but we got time. So so we've been watching that, and I mean, I love traveling so much too. It's something I hopefully can do again. I started being, like I said, and I just love going all over the place. So yeah, there's a lot of things I like to do. I think I'm more than one dimensional. Music is my favorite. It all kind of, to me, if you got to live life, like that's the thing with songs. Like, if you're not living life, it's kind of hard to write songs. That's where it all comes from. So
yeah, it's true. And I said one question. I lied. I shouldn't have said one question, but one answer leads me to another question. So you love traveling. Where's the most unique, or maybe not even unique, but the place that you have traveled to that you love the most?
Oh, hey, Lizzie, by the way, I see you there.
Oh, hey, Lizzie.
That's interesting. I mean, like I said, I studied abroad in Spain. I really loved it there. There's so many places that are amazing. Israel was pretty great too. I went to Israel about 8 years ago. That's a magical place. Everyone should go there. Whatever your religion is, it doesn't matter. But also, after I graduated college, I went to Thailand and like Southeast Asia with my good buddy.
Cool.
Thailand was pretty spectacular. We were in the north country. We got to ride elephants. We spent a day riding elephants, and went and saw some tigers too. We binge watched Tiger King, and so I was like, we got really close to tigers. This was like 5 years ago. I'm like, man, I can't believe I ever did that. I'm never going near a tiger ever again. So, things that you think you wouldn't do anyway. But Thailand was pretty spectacular. Spain is amazing. A lot of places in Europe are fantastic. Stockholm, I went to Sweden one time, and that was really, really cool. Germany, I love Amsterdam too. Amsterdam is magical. Like I love Spain in terms of like places that I could actually see myself living if I had to live in Europe. I could see Amsterdam. Like it's a city, but it's got like a really not a lot of parks, a lot of culture. There's English overlap, but it's just a really cool. I really love the Netherlands. And I actually, like, my grandmother, my dad's mom is from Britain. So I have family in Britain too. I've never been to Britain, but I'd love to go there and check it out. Because I'm sure that would be a cool place too. I know it would be, but yeah.
Well, you've traveled a lot.
I've been fortunate. Yeah. I mean, a lot of it was when I was abroad. Like once you're over there, it's really easy to travel. But yeah, I'm definitely fortunate. There's still so many more places I want to go, down under and, South America and, Africa. I mean, I went to Morocco, I guess, when I was abroad, but like that was like at the very tip. I'd love to go like deep into Africa. And more like I loved Japan. If I had to pick one place that's on my like place I want to go next, if I could go there for like a long time, Japan for sure. Me and my girlfriend want to go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because like love the culture there, the food. We're big sushi people, and the history and the culture and everything is so fascinating. It's such beautiful landscapes from what I see and have heard.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to explore Japan. I would spend like 3 months just going to Japan. So that'd be really cool someday when the records go #1 and I can take a break. So
yeah, of course.
For stuff.
My parents went to Australia for it was probably 2 years ago, and they were there for about a month.
Yeah,
and
you go down there, you got to kind of be there for like a little while.
Oh yeah, my dad said he would love to go back and stay for a year.
That's awesome. Well, hey, maybe they'll retire there. I don't know, or move there if there are.
He may. Who knows what he's going to do? But they took my youngest son, to Greece 2 years ago.
That's awesome.
And so Zachary loves Greece. He said that's like, yeah, it was fabulous.
I hear amazing things about Greece. I have an aunt actually. She splits her time between England and Greece, and I really need to take advantage of that. And yeah, for sure. I haven't been to Italy either. Actually, when I was abroad, I didn't get the chance to go to Italy, which I really regret because I hear that that's an amazing, amazing place. So
that's on my bucket list for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So
I haven't traveled as much. I've not gotten to go as much as I like. So right now on my list of my favorite is actually Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico would be great. I've been there in the airport. Like we didn't leave the airport. We were just connecting from another island. And it was
fabulous.
It looks cool. I'd love to go. Yeah. I'd love to go to Cuba, honestly. Like that's tough but like I love Cuban food and music and culture and I think it would be fascinating to go. And I have all the old cars there and it's like still kind of like stuck in time with like the regime and everything. Yeah, so that would be really cool. That would be really cool.
Yeah, I like just diving into the culture of wherever you go.
100%.
You know, you don't want to travel somewhere like that and still kind of like maintain your.
Yeah, like just go to McDonald's and like speak English.
Yeah.
No, that's not
you don't want to maintain your Americanism. You know, you want to dive into the culture and really try to experience it. So I hope that I'm blessed enough to mark a few things off my bucket list at least.
I'm sure you will. And just get Ryan on an international tour too, and then you're.
That's it. That's it right there. Yeah.
Country music's growing in overseas. I mean, they love it in the Nordic countries. They love it in Britain. They love it in places in Europe. So I'm hoping that they have C2C. You know, I'm hoping someday. Like if I'm being honest, I love traveling. I hate flying. But you know, I do it because I need to. If I were going to be touring the country in the U.S., I'd probably do a bus because I just hate flying that much. But obviously you got to fly to go overseas. So you know, I'd hopefully someday, like you know, I can go overseas for music stuff because that would be really cool. But there's so many places. There's so many places I want to still go and see. You know, it never ends. There's so many songs to write and so many things to do. But I'm grateful for each new day that I get to keep doing that.
Yeah, exactly. I agree 100% with you. All right. What song do you want to end us out with?
I guess I'll end with that Corona song I was telling you about because tell me what you think about it. Because if you think it's like, oh, you shouldn't release that, then okay, thanks for saving me. But so this one is kind of like a fun. I'd never really done anything like this, but I wrote it with a couple buddies of mine and. I thought it's fun. So yeah, it's called A Case of Corona.
All right.
Well, it ain't quite summer, but I'm starting to feel just a little bit hot and I need to chill. Could use a little beach breeze remedy, cause I'm a little too low on vitamin D. But the coast ain't clear to catch some sun, so while the world shut down, I'm stocking up on the next best kind of buzz. think I'll be alright because I got a case of Corona with a couple of cut up limes I can share with you if you wanna, and catch a cold one here tonight. We'll crack some Molly and some Buffett too. It's a feeling good while we get through this case of Corona. Turn this sofa into paradise. Well, PBR and Nick don't do the trick. Even Bud Light Lime won't cure my fix. If I'm gonna be on vacation, nothing is quite the same as a case of Corona with a couple of cut up limes I can share with you if you wanna, catch a cold one here tonight. We'll crank some candy and some Buffett too. It's a feeling good while we get through this case of Corona. Turn this sofa into paradise. There'll be bluer skies real soon, but even if it takes till June, we ain't gotta wait for summer just to get another case of Corona. Yeah. Case of Corona. I got a case of Corona with a couple of cut up limes I can share with you if you wanna, catch a cold one here tonight. We'll crank some Molly and some Buffett too. It's a feeling good while we get through this case of Corona. Turn this sofa into paradise. Yeah, this case of Corona. Turn this sofa into paradise.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. It's a fun, like, if you could have already released it, it would be like a fun summer song.
You know, it would have been great if like I'd written it before this. Obviously, I didn't have the inspiration until this, but if like it'd been one of those songs that was already out, it's like, wow, this like fits so perfectly, like,
yeah,
crazy. So yeah.
Well, if somebody listens to the lyrics, they're gonna realize it's not the virus you're speaking of.
We use some language to kind of like cure and like, you know, stuff like that, but it's just about it's curing your inside blues is what it is what we're saying, because it's just in the winter and you want to go to the beach. So yeah, I mean, if I don't put it out now, maybe I put it out next summer, like kind of like because I just thought it'd be cool, like sort of something to put out in between like records, something like my real EP project. But you want the thing with today is you want to put stuff out as often as you can too.
Right.
So yeah, it was. We just did like an acoustic. It's a very stripped track. It's not like super full production, but it still feels full. It's just it didn't need that. We wanted it to feel like you were literally hearing it on the beach with a couple guys just playing it and singing it. So it turned out really well, and we'll see when it comes out. So yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I think it would be a great. I think people would enjoy it, like you said, sitting on the beach, drinking a beer, you know, hanging out at the campground, or you know, wherever their summer hangout is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a good summertime tune.
That's the hope. So
yeah, I like it.
Cool. Well,
2 thumbs up from me.
That's good. I'll put that in. No one said like don't release that, but I just wanted to make sure. So
yeah, no.
Yeah.
You know, some people are just too uptight sometimes, and
there's always going to be people that find an issue.
Exactly. You're always going to have a hater in there somewhere that's, you know, going to not like something. You can't please everybody all the time. So
yeah, totally true. Yeah.
You know, if you're happy with it, that's what matters. And, you know, people that are closest to you.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, there you go. But yeah, I love it.
Great.
I love it. Well, Dan, I appreciate you being on with me today. It has been a blast. Of course.
For having me. Yeah, I really, really appreciate it. It's been a ton of fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I love it. And I'll send my brother all your info so you can wake up bright and early Friday morning.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. No, I'd love to do it again. We'll get one of those rounds again maybe, and see you when you're in town.
Oh yeah, I hope so. I'll talk to you when I hit the lot, when I in the live session. Hang on for a minute.
Yeah.
All right, everybody that tuned in, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. And tune in later tonight at 8 o'clock. I'm actually going to have a different kind of interview tonight at 8. Any of y'all that know Kara from the local music scene out in Seattle, Washington, you're going to be interviewing each other. So kind of a twist on the interviews, how Kara and I usually interview all the artists. We're going to let y'all know some stuff about us. So come back at 8 o'clock tonight for that. And then I've got more great interviews tomorrow and Monday. So I guess you could say I'm doing a Memorial Day weekend interview, whatever. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll catch you tonight at 8 o'clock.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Stacey. And thank you guys for tuning in, and stay safe. And we'll see y'all soon.
That's all right.
Cool.
Cool.